Mastering the art of failing has made me happier, given me a better understanding of myself, and ultimately changed my life forever. But it didn't feel like that at the time. After I quit my career in finance, I didn't have a plan. I tried business ideas, projects, side hustles, and most of them failed. Each one chipped away at my confidence, and I started to wonder if I'd made the biggest mistake of my life. Was I going to have to give up and go back to employment, or worse still, back to my career? Or was failure trying to teach me something? What I came to realise is that every failure was a step forward. It forced me to grow and to evolve and to find the path that actually fits. And that is the crazy truth about redesigning your life. You have to plan to fail, because failure is how you move closer to who you are meant to be. Now, before I jump into this part of my story, I'm so excited to announce that the applications for my Life Redesign Accelerator are now open. This is something I am insanely excited about, and you can apply using the link in the description and book in a call with me where we can discuss if the accelerator is a good fit for you. Spots are limited because this is a very hands-on program. If the applications have closed, the link below will be replaced with a waitlist. And if you're on the waitlist, you'll then have priority when applications open again. Okay, back to it. In my last video, I shared how I spent over a decade in a career that looked successful from the outside, but left me feeling stuck and unfulfilled. I stayed far longer than I should have, until grief forced me to finally question everything, and that was when I walked away. And today I want to share what happened next, because leaving was only the beginning. Back in early 2024, after I'd made the decision to leave my career and take some time off to figure everything out really, I knew I would have to sell my house. I had a mortgage, debts and bills to pay, so my plan was to get rid of all of my outgoings and use the equity from the sale to live on for a while. I had mixed emotions during this period. I was still navigating grief, but the excitement of possibility was enticing, and it honestly felt like a weight had been lifted, knowing that I didn't have to go back to my career in finance. Before I made that decision, it didn't seem like I was able to feel much of anything good at all, to be honest. The best way I can describe what I was feeling during that period of time is to imagine your life as a canvas, and each area of your life is represented by a colour on that canvas. Your thoughts and beliefs might be purple. Your career and lifestyle might be different shades of pink. Those around you might be represented by blue, but if you all of a sudden introduce bright yellow, which could represent a lifestyle change, that's not going to work with your colour palette. What I'd done to my canvas back then by leaving and selling up was wipe it clean. It was completely blank. All of a sudden, every colour imaginable was open to me, and I was able to start creating a masterpiece again from scratch. There was no trying to make yellow and pink go together. Some days though, the weight of uncertainty got to me and I felt like I was going crazy. I wondered if having these wild ideas was just my way of trying to make myself feel better, and that soon reality would kick back in again. I also had the very real dilemma of where would I live and what would I do when the money ran out. I solved the where would I live problem by buying this very camper van, which I've been living in now for over a year, alongside my little dog Bailey. But the solution to what would I do when the money ran out wasn't so easy to come by. That first year was a story of failure after failure after failure. I started 7 new business ideas, 8 if you include the Curious Collective, but this has been my only consistent venture. The hardest part for me, and for anyone really, who is in a position where they truly don't know what they want to do, is the amount of belief that you have to have in yourself, because no one else will. When my belief started to waver, I struggled, and I had to channel that into determination. Self-doubt is the biggest hindrance. It's not that people aren't supportive, but remember that they represent a colour on that canvas. I personally went into a bit of a hermit phase, and not everyone will get my choices, and it was hard enough convincing myself that I wasn't being reckless, let alone anybody else. Until relatively recently, my true path, my calling, if you like, my passion, didn't show itself. But when it did, it was almost otherworldly how it all just slotted into place. That realisation that every failure was either a stepping stone or a necessary pruning of paths that didn't belong. And necessary is the operative word there. I follow some really successful entrepreneurs, and every single one of them have tales of failure. I think it comes down to showing strength in your character. Failure is a necessary part of the process. Not everyone will fail as much as I did, and others will fail more. But if you are afraid of that, afraid of failing, you won't move forward and you won't evolve and learn through the experiences. I see it like a chain. At the beginning, back when I just wiped my canvas clean, I was the first link in the chain, and I didn't know what the end link of that chain looked like, but I just kept moving forward, and each failed business startup or project was another link in the chain. I learned skills that I didn't have before, such as writing and editing. I gained confidence from being behind the camera before I got in front of it, and I remained open to opportunities. I learned when to pivot and when not to. The turning point for me came when I invested in a cohort, a 6-month partnership with experts in my line of business. They saw what I built with the Curious Collective and believed in it. And I believe that people come into our lives when we most need them. And that is a role that I hope to play myself, with helping to change the lives of others. You never know, there could be a reason why you're watching this video. We have managed to build something that I am extremely proud of, the Life Redesign Accelerator. All of my ideas that seemed scattered and sometimes reckless finally made sense. And at the heart of that is what I've known all along. I was born to do this, to help people through their own life redesigns, and advocate for not accepting anything less than true fulfillment in what we do. I don't know if this is the single biggest lesson I've learned, but it's definitely one of the biggest, and that is self-belief and determination trump almost everything. Even holding on to a belief as small as I am someone who tries and tries and doesn't give up is enough. Because failure doesn't mean giving up. It just makes you an expert at knowing when to pivot. I see it as failure is like kissing frogs. You have to kiss a fair few before you find your prince. We all know that. And the Life Redesign Accelerator is my prince, and I can help you find yours. Metaphorically speaking, or maybe not, who knows. So if you want to have a conversation about if the accelerator is a good fit for you, then use the link in the description below and fill out the form and book a call with me. I'll see you soon.